It all started 2 summers ago when my boss at Spring Lake Golf Club called me on the phone when I was at the beach hanging out with my friends. He said in his distinct, deep voice, "Chris, I need you to come into work tomorrow at noon to discuss your future plans with college." I remember being confused because that following day was Monday and the golf course that I work at is closed on Mondays for course maintenance. Side note that I've been a caddy for 4 years now at Spring Lake Golf Club, and I have a very strong relationship with my boss. When I arrived, he presented me the application for the Chick Evan Caddie Scholarship and gave me the rundown on how the scholarship works and what schools I could potentially attend with this scholarship. A little background: the scholarship is privately held in Chicago, Illinois, and is given to golf caddies across the nation that meet the criteria of excellent academics, leadership qualities, and a strong caddy record at their respected golf club. He told me that he believed in me since I have already put in 3 seasons of hard work on the golf course and thinks I would have a great shot at receiving this award. I went home that day and informed my parents and siblings about the potential of this scholarship and how this could change all of our lives. I recall working on my application that night for hours on end and gathering all the necessary documents so I could put my best foot forward with my chance to win a full ride to college. I had to do the dirty work and collect my W-2 form, FAFSA, family income, and personal income in order to successfully submit my application. Fuming with so much excitement, I submitted the application about a week before the due date because I was so determined to win this for myself and take the financial burden of college off my family. I kept visualizing myself winning this scholarship and telling all my friends that all the hard work at Spring Lake Golf Club paid off in this award. Unfortunately, I did not hear anything about the Evans Scholarship from October until January, and those months seemed to drag on. I actually almost forgot that I had applied. One snowy night in late January, I received an email that I had been selected to attend the final interviews in New York City for the Evans Scholarship. I still remember reading that email out loud and feeling the chills run down my back because I knew this was the last step. There was nothing that was going to get in my way on my path to winning this award. I had already beat out hundreds of applications, and now it was showtime. I prepared and prepared and prepared for the interview, and then when I thought I was ready, I prepared some more because I didn't want this opportunity to slip through my fingers. I sat at the dining room table almost every night and forced my mother to mock interview me until the point that we memorized the entire interview. At the end of the questions, I even made her congratulate me for winning the Evans Scholarship and shake my hand. I was beyond prepared. Then in the early morning of February 13th, my parents and I turned the key of our family car and set out for the Big Apple. I was on a mission. After the drive that seemed to last forever, we switched over to the train departing from Secaucus, New Jersey, and headed for the New York Penn Station. I remember the dirty smell of the train cart and the awkward silence from all the passengers on their way to work. When we arrived in the city, I remember feeling so unimportant and small because of the amount of people rushing to work. My parents and I walked up the steep steps and onto Pennsylvania Plaza, which is where the hustle-bustle of Madison Square Garden is located. I put the address of the Union League Club in my phone, and we started our hike to 37th Street. We passed so many skyscrapers and walked with herds of people yelling into their phones as they crossed the street. About 15 minutes later, there I was, standing outside the Union League Club with another finalist ready to prove why I, Chris Black, deserve this award. Even though it was about 30 degrees outside, I was sweating and shaking in my boots. I opened the door, which really felt like the heaviest door I've ever tried to open before, and my heart was racing with nerves. All the finalists were placed in the waiting room where the walls were lined with bookcases from hundreds of years ago and pictures of the notable members such as, to name a few, J.P. Morgan, J.D. Rockefeller, George Bethune-Adams, and Chester A. Arthur. My eyes examined the room in amazement, and all I could think about in my head was, boy, I better not screw this up. I waited around and paced back and forward for about 3 hours until my name was called to go into the interviewing room and start my explanation as to why I am a great candidate. I remember I could hear through the old wooden walls the vice president introducing me to the crowd of 100 men that I really expected to be 5 or 6. My initial reaction to seeing that many men in green coats and dressed up for the event was that I was in the Masters tournament locker room, but I was mistaken. I was in the Union League Club in New York City, about to interview for the scholarship that would transform my life forever. I reached the podium, and my first thought was that I needed to grab hold of its oak sides so that I wouldn't fall over or pass out. I started getting hit in all directions with questions, but I was so prepared and so ready for that night that I just pictured my mom asking me them and not the 100 men that had my fate in their hands. Although the interview lasted just over 20 minutes, it honestly felt like 5 minutes because before I knew it, I was back in the waiting room, hugging my parents and praying that they liked my responses enough to award me the Chick Evans Caddie Scholarship. Both of my parents were questioning me the entire ride home and asking me what the questions were like, but I honestly forgot them because I was so grateful for the opportunity to even be named a finalist for the scholarship. Luckily, a week later, I received a package in the mail, and the same procedure occurred around my dining room table. I carefully opened the package with my parents around me and read the green letter that was inside. Dear Chris, we are so pleased to inform you that you have been awarded a Chick Evans Caddie Scholarship to attend Penn State for the next 4 years. The 3 of us immediately burst out into tears and hugged until our arms hurt. I am so grateful for this opportunity, and it proves that if you set your goals high and you match them with hard work, preparation, and support from your loved ones, anything is possible in this world. Thank you, that's all I have, and go be awesome, everyone.